Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we got a brand new movie review for you. Today we're going to be talking about Madam Web, everyone's most anticipated film of the year, Madam Web. But before we dive into it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel as we keep getting closer to 300 subscribers. We're going to reach it sooner than later, so make sure you're part of the movement and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified anytime we make some new videos here on the channel. Now let's dive in to Madame Web. This film has a stacked cast. We're going to start there. You got Dakota Johnson as Madam Web. You got Sydney Sweeney. You got Isabella Merced. You got Adam Scott. You got Celeste O'Connor. You got Emma Roberts. You got a great freaking cast. And that's truly the strong point of this film is the cast. It's a bummer though that like the whole cast, like Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney in particular, both have spoken in interviews how excited they were, thinking they were signing on to the MCU. So I wonder if they just weren't familiar with how the whole Sony thing works, or if their agents told them like, hey, you're in an MCU movie, and they were like, okay. And just it's a damn shame because they were really passionate, especially Sydney Sweeney. Like, she really researched into her role as Spider-Woman, and it's just kind of a bummer because, let's face it, this film is not great. I wouldn't even say this film is good. I think the direction from S.J. Clarkson, I'm not too familiar with her work, but I thought the direction from this film was horrible. I thought it was really bad. I thought some of the camera shots were just really wonky and really strange, and that also falls into the editing. The editing was real weird at certain points. Like, one point they're like driving an ambulance and it's like they're like getting chips out of a fountain or some shit. It's like the weirdest transitions you could possibly do. It just felt so weird. Some of the special effects, like, this film is $100 million budget. I don't know where that $100 million went, because some of the effects look like, like some of these fan films look better than this, and it just blows my mind. Like, what was Sony thinking? And you can tell that, like, maybe when they first started conceptualizing this Madam Web movie, there was something good in there. There was some promise. But then they had, if you believe the rumors, they had a version where it was like involving Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and there was a version where it was involving Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. And now there's this version that involves no Spider-Man. So this film definitely feels like they shot like 3 or 4 different films and then Frankenstein them together to make this. And it feels wonky. It feels weird. The writing is not good at all. Like there's like 4 instances in this movie where they play off the "with great power comes great responsibility" line. And every time it just feels like the actor turns to the camera and they're like, huh? You see what I did there? It just didn't work. Like I said, the cast is so good. Like, the casting agent for this film, that deserves praise because they assembled a good cast. The cast just got some dog water work handed to them because, wow, you can definitely tell, like, there were certain aspects of the film cut out. Like, I feel like Emma Roberts' role was probably cut back a good portion. And the villain, let's talk about Ezekiel. I like his character in the comic books. He might be one of the worst comic book movie villains we've seen on screen. Like, he's horrible. In the ADR on this guy, I don't think there's maybe 1 or 2 scenes in this whole movie where when he's talking, his like voice matches his lips. Like, the ADR is just horrendous in this movie. It's so bad. Like, this film had to have had some promise when they started it, and then slowly it just turned into this shit pile that we got. Now, with that said, I'm not trying to just dump on this movie because I don't think it's the worst comic book movie we've ever had. Like, so many outlets are like, this is the worst movie we've ever seen. If this is the worst movie you've ever seen, you just haven't seen a lot of movies, to be fair. And to be honest, I don't think this is the worst superhero movie. I don't even think this is the worst female-led superhero movie. That distinction goes to Catwoman with Halle Berry. That movie is awful and probably will always hold that distinction. Is this movie good? No. Is this movie kind of good? No. Is it, like, horrendous? The worst thing I've ever seen? No. It's just very dull. It's very subpar. It's very... we didn't care about this, and we just made this so we can keep our rights to the Spider-Man franchise. Like, that's absolutely what it felt. And you know what? The Amazing Spider-Man was made because they needed to keep the rights, so they made that movie. That movie's great. This feels like the same thing happened, but this time they turned in a hot pile of garbage where the cast is really the only strong point. Like, I can see Adam Scott being the Uncle Ben to Marissa Tomei's Aunt May. I can see that. I can see that connection. I could see Sydney Sweeney being Spider-Woman in a good film. I could see even Dakota Johnson being this iteration of Madam Web in a better film. And I'm glad Isabella Merced's getting another superhero shot with Hawk Girl next year, because this cast just deserves so much better, and Madam Web was not what they deserved. Not the worst superhero film of all. Like, I think Catwoman's worse, Jonah Hex, Green Lantern I think is worse. I would watch this again over like X-Men 3 or X-Men Origins. But Madam Web is towards the bottom of the barrel for sure. God, I hope Craven's not as bad, but I do not have high hopes after watching this one. What did you guys think of Madam Web? Did you like it? Like, the people that were in my screening, I heard them like enjoying it, like having a good time and not just laughing because it was horrible, like genuinely laughing because they thought it was funny and that it was a good movie. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. Am I being too harsh, or is this one of the bottom of the barrel comic book films? Let's chat down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this video on all your social media platforms so we can keep gaining new followers and getting towards that 300 subscriber benchmark. Thank you all for watching. See you guys right here next time.